When John Ramsey, quote, discovered JonBenet's body in a basement room, he removed a piece of duct tape that was on JonBenet's mouth. Some of you have left comments regarding fiber evidence that was found on the adhesive side of this duct tape. Here is a quote from Boulder PD Detective Steve Thomas, describing the fiber evidence.
On the adhesive side of the duct tape, which was removed from the victim's mouth, there were 4 fibers that were later determined to be microscopically and chemically consistent with 4 fibers from a piece of clothing that Patsy Ramsey was wearing. Had that piece of tape been removed at autopsy, and the integrity of it maintained, that would have made, I feel, a very compelling argument. But because that tape was removed, and dropped on the floor, a transference argument could certainly be potentially made by any defense in this case, and that's just one example of how a compromised crime scene may, if not irreparably, have damaged the subsequent investigation.
Thomas was a fervent believer that Patsy Ramsey was responsible for JonBenet's death. We consider Thomas as a credible source concerning the fiber evidence. Thomas would have no reason to downplay the fiber evidence that might connect Patsy to the murder. During a 2001 deposition, Thomas was questioned by Ramsey attorney Lynn Wood. Here is an exchange between the two regarding the fiber evidence.
What I'm asking you is, do you know if there was ever any forensic evidence indicating that any article of clothing that Patsy wore was found as a particle in that panty area of JonBenet?
No, I am unaware of any forensic or fiber evidence from Patsy Ramsey's clothing to the victim's underclothing or underwear.
Do you know if there was any forensic evidence of Patsy Ramsey's clothing at all besides the duct tape area on JonBenet?
As we sit here now, no, I don't recollect any other fiber evidence, other than what we have discussed linking the mother to JonBenet.
We should all now be able to agree that the fiber evidence connecting Patsy is limited to the adhesive side of the duct tape. And Thomas brought up the fact that the duct tape may have been compromised as evidence when it was dropped on the floor. There also seems to be some confusion regarding what exact article of clothing the 4 fibers were matched to. Some sources say that the fibers matched to a red and black jacket that Patsy had worn on the night in question. Others say that it was a red sweater that Patsy was wearing on the night and morning in question. It appears as though the red and black jacket was the only article that was connected to the duct tape on JonBenet's mouth. So let's be specific about what the fiber evidence is exactly. JonBenet was found with a piece of duct tape on her mouth. There were 4 fibers from the jacket that Patsy wore, found on the adhesive side of the duct tape. Is there an innocent explanation for the fiber evidence? We at True Crime Oracle believe that there are many ways that the fibers from Patsy's jacket could have gotten onto the duct tape. If JonBenet's lips came into contact with Patsy's jacket on the night of the murder, any fibers on JonBenet's lips would transfer to the duct tape. If Patsy hugs JonBenet after putting her jacket on when leaving one of the Christmas gatherings, and unless you claim that Patsy wore her jacket when she put the duct tape on JonBenet, we believe that the fiber evidence is like the DNA evidence, simply uninformative. Here is audio from a Patsy Ramsey police interview that took place on June 23, 1998.
If I told you right now that we have trace evidence that appears to link you to the death of JonBenet, what would you tell me?
That is totally impossible. Go retest.
How is it impossible?
I did not kill my child. I didn't have a thing to do with it.
And I'm not talking, somebody's guess or some rumor or some story.
I don't care what you're talking about.
I'm talking about scientific evidence.
I don't give a flying flip how scientific it is. Go back to the damn drawing board. I didn't do it.
The quote, scientific evidence that the interviewer was referring to is presumed to be the fiber evidence from the duct tape. Patsy seems to be undeterred when she is confronted with what could be very incriminating evidence. You must ask yourself, if the Boulder Police Department had the kind of evidence that the interviewer claims they had, why did they not arrest Patsy? To True Crime Oracle, it seems that even the Boulder PD did not have much faith in the fiber evidence.